I feel like a lot of people get really discouraged when they're not having children, like on the timeline that they think, or even in the way that they think, like they want to have biological children, but the Lord has not opened the womb, or whatever the case, like life isn't going as planned, let's say. And I just want to encourage us to be content
Mm.
with whatever, however the Lord orchestrates things in our life. Yes, because he knows what's best for us. And when you pray and say, God, I trust you, do as you will, like Christ said, like your will be done, then you have to be willing to accept, whatever it is that he gives you or doesn't give
Yeah.
you, and however he chooses to direct your path. That's what comforts me. That's why I don't feel distraught over the fact that I'm not having kids on the timeline that I might have envisioned. And so I want to encourage us. I understand that I do have one, and I don't completely understand what it's
What
like
it
to
means
want
to
a
have
child,
none.
right? What it means to have none. So I'm not saying this with lack of sympathy, but I do think that even if I have none, or if I had none, it would be good for me to be content and trust God that if it's his will, it can happen even at 90.
Yeah.
Likewise, if it's not his will, that is okay. I can accept that God's perfect will is for this not to be in this manner, instead of pushing for what I want. And I think that's something that Christians do so often, not just with conception, but with so many aspects of life, where we just think it has to be the way we envisioned or the way that we want. And we don't stop to care enough about what God wants, I guess, or we want it in our time. I don't know how old the blind guy was when he got healed.
He was
But
definitely old.
he was old, right? Like
his parents said he's old enough to speak for himself.
Exactly.
Go talk to him.
There you go. So it had been a while that he was blind. I'm sure if he would have chosen, maybe he would have thought he should be healed at 2 years old or whatever. But God knows, the woman with the issue of blood, very long-standing issue. We have to be long-suffering because God wants to perfect us in our trials, through the challenges of life. So I think that is really important.